Let's talk about black people. My name is Colin Jones. I am a veteran of the United States Marine Corps Infantry. I'm an academically trained bioethicist, and I am the son of a black father. Son of a man who grew up in a redlined, segregated reality, who passed away because his healthcare was not as much as a concern to some of his doctors as it would have been if he was a white patient. Man who worked hard all of his life to provide a better life for his children, and still suffered from a calamity in 2008 with the economic crisis that my family did not have insulation from, that a lot of white families had a lot better protections during. And to be clear, people on both sides of the color line suffered during the 2008-2009 financial crisis. Rather, we just didn't have the generational wealth. We didn't have grandparents who could help support us while we fell to the bottom of America's floor. I actually wrote a whole book about that, and we're re-releasing that soon with a little bit more context. It's a little bit about me. Let's talk about what this means for my policies. My campaign supports a platform called the Black Wealth, Black Health Agenda. One thing I was always dissatisfied with politics is that black voters had to read between the lines of larger party platforms about how our needs are being seen to. And I don't want comments like this. I don't want to have supporters question whether or not I'm thinking about them. At the same time, during the 2020 Black Lives Matter movement, I was disgusted by mainstream politicians' simply symbolic show of support instead of legislation that tried to effectively help our communities from the specific pressures we face. So my campaign has enumerated a specific Black wealth, Black health, Black justice agenda. My view is relatively simple. Freedom for Black Americans means Black public power. It means Black economic freedom, and it means Black health access. This means protecting voting rights, protecting Black homeownership, correcting the disparity in Black maternal health, supporting our HBCUs, and supporting legislation that increases police accountability in our communities. My administration will also establish a committee to investigate reparations. I talk about reparations in my first book, and my view is probably out of step with yours, and it's probably out of step with most Americans, to be frank, which is why it's not an official part of my policy platform. But gathering consensus from legal experts, scholars, gathering consensus on Americans' feelings and about what Black Americans view reparations as a whole is part of my policy platform, along with aggressively pursuing environmental justice in our communities, making sure Black neighborhoods don't always have bad water and bad air, and extremely importantly to me personally, pursuing desegregation. Where there are cases to be made, segregation is still occurring structurally. Something we all learned under President Obama's service is that a Black president cannot simply wave his hand and fix the deep wounds in our communities. But I do believe we have the legal power to go a hell of a lot further in addressing the structural injustices in our society, in our government, and make powerful moves towards a more equitable future for everyone. No big, empty, symbolic gestures. No flighting fantasies. Concrete and material proposals. Mechanistically sound pathways to success. I'm done having politicians asking us to reach out for them, to stride for them, and not seeing a lot in return. We deserve better than that. I will deliver better than that. Thanks.